The West Virginia Mountaineers continue to go all in on the transfer portal as more SEC visitors are incoming. And these are some biggies. Stick around. Let's talk about who they are.
You are Locked On West Virginia, your daily podcast on the West Virginia Mountaineers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And what is up? Welcome back in, guys. My name is Mountaineer Paul. I am your host who is late again. This is Locked On West Virginia. Thanks for being here, guys. Brought to you by GameTime. Download the GameTime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Well, we keep on rolling them on in. That's right, Caleb. As Rich Rod and company continue to look for and aim just a little bit higher. As I think, look, I know people have complained about the level of transfers that we've had coming in here and there, but I think not everybody can be Power 5, just amazing, top of the line transfers, at least not here at West Virginia. Well, this group here is that and more. Let's start off with what everybody's been screaming for, the offensive line. Offensive lineman from Ole Miss will be visiting. I saw this first on the West Virginia Recruit fan page. It could have been reported somewhere else first. But Coach Bicknell, Coach Dressler, set to host Ole Miss transfer Mana Tamani. That's Mana, M-A-N-A, T-A-I-M-A-N-I, 6'4", 350 pounds, and is a beast of a man. You look at him, he hasn't played a lot in his career. This is my only thing. Looks like he's been a backup at Ole Miss most of his career. Doesn't mean he's not a good player. Doesn't mean that he's a bad player in any way, shape, or form. He's played a lot of special teams. He's played a lot of kind of like how we bring in extra guys to play certain snaps and all that. He's definitely done that. So he's got snaps in the SEC. I think, you know what? Bring him in. I mean, certainly you're not at Ole Miss if you're a bad player. Let's start there. And so let's see what he can do. Don't know if he'll be a starter. Don't know if he would come here if he's not a starter. I think there's a lot to hash out. And certainly I think Coach Bicknell was there with him. I'd have to go back and look for sure. But I think there's a connection here at Ole Miss. Obviously, Rich Rod was there in 2019. And as long as kids are in college these days, they could have crossed paths. And I do believe Coach Bicknell was there then. So I'll have to double check that. But I would imagine maybe this guy fits the hard edge that they are looking for. And as a player they would love to bring in. No word yet on if he's guard or tackle. I haven't been able to research him as much as some of the other ones. I put more time into the other two guys I have on my list right now. But, yeah, this would be a huge pickup, and certainly at worst, man, you're getting a depth piece on the offensive line, but at best you're getting a starter. I don't know where he lands, like I said. I mean, look, Ole Miss is, in my opinion, right now, the way they are with Lane Kiffin, one of the 15 best schools in America. So you look at them and say a backup for them is still a pretty good player. Right. And that's just the way I have to look at it. I don't want to down the kid. Don't know the kid. He could be an excellent player. Hell, he could be all Big 12. Look, last year we had, who was it? Nick Malone on the bench for years behind different guys, Doug Nestor, other guys. He came in and was better than all of them at the right tackle spot. So you just never know what somebody's going to do till they get in the game, unlike what Neil Brown believes, Neil Brown tells it, there is no such thing as gamers, which just blows me away. Yes, there is. I'll never not believe that. So, yeah. And at the end of the day, here we are. We got an SEC lineman coming in. He's from a Power 4 school. And I think, you know what? That's a good start. We'll see where it goes from there. The next guy on the list, not an SEC guy. We'll bookend this with another SEC guy, though, next after this one. This is one of my favorite players so far, guys. Michael Coach Jr., a defensive back who Look, man, he was a lockdown, shut down corner at Nevada, all Mountain West player. You look at what he did this past season in his 5th year. He's one of those guys that has the JUCO year, I think, so he's going to take advantage of that. I'll take a 6-year corner. I love an old guy like that. He earned All-American nods from Hero Sports, Group of 5 All-American First Team, College Football Network honorable mention, named to the All-Mountain West First Team. He started all 13 games, led the team in passes defended with 17, 4 interceptions while making 41 tackles. He broke up a pass and made 2 tackles in the season opener versus SMU, held up really well against that high-powered SMU offense, had 2 pass breakups against both Georgia, Southern, and Minnesota, made his first interception of the season versus Eastern Washington, defended 5 passes versus Oregon State, picking off 2 passes, breaking up 5 more. He also had another pick against Hawaii, and it looks like he's good in 2023 as well, same kind of year. So this is a very good player that tells me, I'll tell you, we spoke last night for a little bit. Hopefully Michael doesn't mind me sharing some of that. But I said, hey, one thing I would be worried about just as from the West Virginia side is, hey, like, you're from Mississippi, you got Ole Miss on there, you're going to visit them. Does location matter? And he said, actually, honestly, I don't mind the location. That's why I chose Nevada out of JUCO instead of somewhere in Mississippi. In West Virginia, it's all about that perfect fit for me. He also said he has multiple schools, hasn't made his decision yet, but West Virginia is most definitely in the running, which is why he's visiting. He's been hearing great things about the town and environment, and he's excited to see it. So I told him to keep me updated, and that's as far as we've gone with that. Obviously, if he were to tell me anything, privileged information, I couldn't share that. But that was just our conversation generally, so I don't think he would mind me sharing that. He is excited to get to West Virginia. And this is a guy, when you look at him, what does he do well? Everything. Like, he seriously, very good ball skills, very good anticipation. He dominates the catch point. He's a guy that, almost looks like a receiver playing on the outside. He is so physical. He plays right up in guys' faces. Inside 5 yards, you're lucky to get anything. He knocks receivers off the path, disrupting timing, and he is an absolute filthy animal when it comes to fighting for the ball in the air. This dude is a freaking monster, man, and I truly believe would be an all Big 12 caliber player would if he were to choose West Virginia. So this is a guy you look at and say, okay, this is one of those must-haves. How do we get him? Well, we got to get him to West Virginia. We got to get him in the facility, let him see what we're all about. And look, we've got an Oklahoma. We stole their defensive coordinator right away from them. This is a guy you say, look, we've got a guy that's one of the best defensive coordinators in America, learning to Brent Venables. We feel like you fit this system as a shutdown corner. This system is predicated on shutdown corners needing to do just that, and you fit that. You are that kind of guy. And he's, you can go to Ole Miss and be one of a couple really good guys. You can come to West Virginia and be the guy, and I think that's what I would tell him. Because, guys, I'm just telling you, this is cornerback number 1. If he decides to choose West Virginia, you need to jump for joy if this guy chooses West Virginia. Studying his tape was truly a joy for me because he is that damn good. He really is. So give him a hand, give him W's in the chat, because we definitely want Michael Coates. And thank you to his father also for shooting me a follow. Hopefully he gets to watch this. But, man, this guy is an absolute beast on the outside, guys. Hit him up on X. Let Michael Coates Jr., who is at, let me see, Mike 5 instead of a C, OATS. So Mike 5 Oates. Mike 5 Oates. But instead of he's replacing the 5 with the C. So, or the C with the 5. Mike Oates is how it read in my head. But yeah, at Mike 5 Oates. Check him out on X. He is there. That dude's a beast, man. Deserves to be a Mountaineer, in my opinion. He fits our hard edge culture like nobody's business. And so does this next guy, who I will tell you about right after the break. You have to stick around. You'll be excited to hear about it. Stick around. Locked on West Virginia. We'll be right back. And this episode is going to be brought to you by none other than, who is this? Oh, this is GameTime. Sorry about that. My screen went blank on me for a second. All right, this episode of Locked On West Virginia is brought to you by GameTime. Attending the new 12-team college football playoff is an incredible experience that brings fans together like never before. GameTime has a new feature called GameTime Picks that makes getting tickets for events even easier. It filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands and thousands of tickets. Recently, I purchased picks from GameTime using their GameTime Picks feature to find tickets for an upcoming game. Browsing through the deals was a breeze. It was extremely easy, and I found great value for all kinds of seats around the venue. The super deal in particular that stood out to me as the best value for the event was the one that I could see the seats in the app before I buy it, showing that panoramic 360-degree view, and it's really cool. They're in most, if not all, stadiums around the country. Toggle on that all-in pricing feature so there's no cost on the back end. It's all up front with no surprise fees at checkout, plus on-time ticket delivery at the lowest price guarantee. Gave me complete peace of mind. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with GameTime. Download the GameTime app, create an account, and choose code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. The terms apply, but if you create the account, redeem the code LOCKEDONCOLLEGE for $20 off. You can download the GameTime app today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. What time is it? It's game time. And on this segment, too, we crack a do on Locked On West Virginia. As always, we got to do that. So this is a big one. And, look, people accuse me for being too homerish when it comes to these visitors. I feel like I was objective with the first guy. I told you I hadn't played any snaps. I said, I don't know if he'll be a backup. I don't know if he'll be a starter. So I just want people to remember that, because I get accused of being way overhyped for these guys, when in reality, we are just going after, we're going after starter caliber players, almost every guy so far, except like 2 or 3. So I've been excited about them because they're all good players, all the way down to Cyrus Trout. I feel like have been good players up until now. This next guy is, if we can land him, an NFL caliber talent at the position. He's All-American freshman, All-American at Texas A&M at tight end, a spot that, man, if you can get a good one there, it can pay some serious dividends. And this guy is a double threat, blocking and pass catching tight end. We're talking about none other than Donovan Green out of Texas A&M. This guy is a freaking stud, man. He's about 6'4", 6'5". I have to go look up what he actually is. I had it pulled up here. Let me get it pulled up one more time. I accidentally exited out of that. Okay. All right. He is 6'4", 240 pounds. He looks like Megatron. He looks like Bryce Ford Wheaton, except thicker. Like, he is a beast, man. And in 2023, or maybe it was 22, I have to go back and look. He had a freshman All-American season, and then he's dealt with some injuries, which is why we could luckily get this guy. Go turn on the tape. Like I say all the time, watch the tape. This dude stands out. Oh, my God, does he stand out. First of all, the first thing he does well is block. He lays, I can see why they want him. He's a very hard-edged dude and lays the wood to people. If you go type in Donovan Green, Texas A&M on YouTube, there's a couple different videos you can watch that are like, one's a highlight reel of him, and then there's another one where it's against Arkansas, where it just shows every play that he had in the game, whether the ball was thrown to him or not. It just circles him, and it shows every single play. I've watched that 3 times now. He is so good at blocking. Like that to me he might be better at blocking than catching passes at this point in time. He's not an elite route runner yet. At least I haven't seen that. Now, here's the thing: I haven't seen enough tape to make that judgment. But once he gets the ball in his hands, it's over with. He runs people over, around. He even jukes people. He's truly special, and is a guy that would in the Big 12 separate us in a lot of ways from what the average China in the Big 12 is like. This is not a guy that we would get out of high school very often. This is one of those big time freaks. Like this guy goes on a freaks list. He's probably in that 4'5" range, 6'4", 240 pounds, and truly is a freak of nature. So, and the thing is on the edge, he blocks like an extra offensive lineman. Go check out his tape. I guarantee you'll be impressed. I haven't reached out to him on X yet. I think I might have tagged him. Can't exactly remember what I've done. I know I think I tagged him for this video. Sometimes it's hard to remember everything that you do and don't do on here, but yeah. So this guy is certainly must have. And look, here's another thing, by the way. Who did he repost the other day? Who is he talking back and forth to? Well, none other than, you guessed it, his quarterback, right? That was at Texas A&M with him, Mr. Henderson. We just got him. It says 6'5", 257 right here is what he is on his page. That's pretty freaking crazy, man. So it looks like, he may be visiting LSU as well. I'm just reading here. It says that was on January 6th. So that's going to make it tough on us, no doubt about it. It looks like it's happening this weekend. But he's also going to be doing a multi-stay in West Virginia as well. So that's going to be interesting. It's going to be hard to out-recruit LSU. But, like, once again, you come to West Virginia, you can say, look, Jalen Henderson is going to be your quarterback again, and come be it. Come be the big fish in the small pond in West Virginia. You'd be the nicest tight end in the league, one of. Come do it, man. There's no reason we shouldn't do it. So I think that'll be interesting. As far as Choice Tolato goes, guys, I know a lot of people are asking about that. He did visit, from everything I've been able to look into. I know Chris Anderson reported. Well, he didn't report, but somebody sent me a screenshot from the message board, which I'm always going to give them credit for their stuff. Chris said that from everything he's been able to see as well, that he visited, but hasn't been able to confirm it for 100%. But we all think he got in and got out. Now, keep in mind, he's also got Michigan and Kentucky on the brain. So who knows how much we factor in here. We're in the top three, but you're in the top three with one of the greatest programs in the history of sports in Michigan. So if Michigan really wants him, they're going to get him. I mean, like, what are we going to do about it? So, I think we can go to battle with Kentucky. We have recruits here that have came here over Kentucky, and I can tell you that Kentucky sometimes offers a little more than us, but it's not normally a lot. So, like last year, we got two guys that I know of that were down to Kentucky and West Virginia. One of those guys was offered $40,000 more. One of those guys was offered $20,000 more. It's a lot of money, but if you like to fit somewhere better and you feel like it's better for your career at West Virginia, and this was under Neil Brown. I don't know under Rich Rod what's going on. So, maybe we're offering more competitive dollars this time around, but I think, it's important to point out that we're up against Michigan with Stellato, and while I would love to get him, and he would be wide receiver number one, no doubt. And you're talking about, along with who we've already gotten, starting to really, blown away our receiver room from last year. I'm sorry. It's just the truth. If you give me the guys we got Cam Bond, obviously, we've got Bowie, obviously. I mean, I love him as well. And then you talk about I love Cyrus Trow as a route runner, Stellato, and then maybe even Green if we're lucky. Somehow we get Green if he doesn't go to LSU. Look, that offense is really starting to come together with Jaheim White in the backfield with Nico Marchiol or Jalen Henderson. I like it. I think Rich Rod's doing more work than people realize. We just have to get some offensive linemen in town. I think we've got at least 3 starters. When you look at it, you say, okay, Xavier Bosley is an absolute stud who was a freshman All-American that obviously he almost beat out, he was this close to beating out Nick Malone last year. I know that for sure. So you plug him right in and say, okay, he's your number one guy. Then you say Livingston, go play center. And then, then I think from there, every other spot's pretty well open. I mean, you could say Cray, you could say others are on the list, but we've lost a lot of guys. There's no doubt about it. I think you could say we've got 3-4 guys that we may be able to run out there, especially if some guys develop. But we'll see. We'll see. Up next on Locked On West Virginia, let's talk a little basketball before the game. We got an hour and a half till tip. Well, we'll talk about it next. This is Locked On West Virginia. And this episode is brought to you by FanDuel. We all love FanDuel. You might even have time to bet on the game still. From big upsets to game-winning drives, the NFL playoffs are better with FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $250 in bonus bucks if they win that first $5 bet. That's guaranteed. $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. The FanDuel app gives you everything you need for live bets, same-game parlays, and so much more. Visit the website and share betting lines around your team or league. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today and get $250 in bonus bets. That's guaranteed, like we say, at FanDuel.com. Make this playoff season unforgettable with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the National Football League. It's basketball season, too, now. Let's give our boys some love, our girls some love. The West Virginia women's team killing it right now. Listen, I've got big homies over there. I got JJ and Destiny Agabata, who I've had on the show. I love both those girlies, and, man, I wish them the best. I love Destiny and what all she's been able to do this year as a freshman and somebody that we were able to get in late. So glad I was able to do a little NIL deal with her, and I was glad I was able to do one with JJ, and definitely wishing them all the best. And they're killing it right now. So let's keep supporting them girls too, but it's all about the boys tonight. Arizona comes to town. They want revenge. We know it. We're going to be down some guys. I'm not going to break any news on here, but we're going to be down some guys tonight. So just know that. I can't say any more, but it's going to be fine. I think we still have a chance to win the basketball game, obviously. Anytime you've got Javon Small, you've got a chance. And, I mean, look, the way he's playing right now, don't count him out. That's for sure. So, and I don't know. And look, I don't know what's already been. Their news already could have been broken for all I know, but I do know there are other guys that are going to be out tonight. So we will see. I still, I was thinking about picking us I was thinking about picking us tonight just because of how well we've been playing. I did get some disheartening news earlier, but I think, you know what, maybe then I started thinking, well, maybe some other guys that give us a little something different can play tonight. And it'll be interesting to see if a guy like maybe Jake Aura gets in tonight, or maybe Elizabeth gets in tonight. Some other guys, I don't know. But and I don't know what Hansberry's looking like. So hopefully his ankle's a little better, because we need more minutes out of him, obviously. Especially since Tucker carried us to that W last time. This is going to be a tough game. I wouldn't be shocked if we lose this one tonight. But based off how we've been playing and that we're at home and we're going to be packed in there, we better be packed in there. I'm going to pick us to win tonight. I'm going to, keep the feel-good vibes going until they're gone. And we're going to drop some games here down the stretch. There's no doubt about it. But I just don't want it to be yet. And I'm not going to sit on here and pick against us when we've been playing so damn well. Just can't do it, y'all. So that's where I'm at with it. I'm going to say if Hansberry is healthy, I'm going to say he has a good game. I'm going to say he has a big impact on the game. I think Jonathan Powell continued to shoot it well. And Javon Small and Caleb Love pretty much cancel each other out, So we'll see. Other than that, guys, I don't have a whole lot else for you. I told you about the visitors. There are more, by the way. Those are just the ones I wanted to talk about that I felt like were exciting to do an episode on. And there are others, too. There could even be some I'm missing. Hell, there are guys coming we aren't going to know about, guys. Like Henderson, we're just not going to know about some guys. They want to keep them secrets. We're done, right? So that's just the way it is. Answered that in the chat. All right, guys. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being amazing as always. Don't forget to like the video before you bounce out of here. Just move your thumb or your mouse clicker just an inch and hit the like button for me. Hit that subscribe button. I'm almost at 4,000. We're growing at a really fast rate. Drop a comment below and let me know how you feel about the visitors. If you think, let me know how you feel about the game tonight. I will be live after the game tonight. We got 400 of you in here right now. So those of you that want to see me do a post-game live after Arizona, I will be here. Win, lose, or draw, because we don't do fair weather around here. I'm not saying anybody that doesn't is, but, it makes me sound good. But other than that, guys, I love you. I'll see you later. I'm excited about tonight. Love having West Virginia on a cold night like this. Let's hope we get some wins so we can get some warmth up in our hearts, and let's do it again next week. All right, guys, I'll continue to monitor this transfer situation. It's so fluid. There are so much and so many things going on that it's hard to do, but I'm doing the best I can, and I'm going to miss things and mess up. So just stick with me on it. Until then, guys, thanks for making Locked On West Virginia your first listen and for making us part of one of the largest podcast affiliates in the country with Locked On. Keep coming back. I'll be here for you each and every week, each and every day. We go 7 days a week here. We're on the only podcast around that do that. And I've got news almost every day. Of course, they make it easy for me at West Virginia right now. It's not always going to be as easy. I'm going to have to manufacture some stuff pretty soon, like who's the best quarterback we ever had type list or something like that, but not now. Check out Locked On Big 12 when you get a chance. Drake Toll does a really good job over there. I know not everybody loves everything about what he does. I do, and I think he deserves his flowers. He did 1 million views last month. Go check him out, guys, wherever you get podcast or on YouTube. I'll see you after the game. Let's go Mountaineers. You guys go drink some beers, and I'm out.